In the vast plains of the African savanna, in one of the most mysterious and wildest regions of the planet, live the warrior tribe of the Masai, a legendary people with such extraordinary realities as sharing wives as a sign of hospitality, or being able to have several wives at the same time, as a sign of strength. In this kingdom, men go through different grades associated with their age and roles, going from warriors to heads of families to later become revered wise men. A step that until a few years ago made it necessary to confront these young warriors against a lion, in a deadly fight where the only weapon was their own hands. A society that even today in the 21st century maintains such exceptional and surprising customs, such as being able to marry and keep multiple wives upon payment of a dowry and number of cows, or directing young women to maintain premarital relations with young warriors. A tribe in which the men demonstrate their manhood and agility by performing jumps in the air, and which celebrates many of its traditions with a drink made from cow's milk and blood. Customs such as welcoming visitors, receptions in which they may even offer some of their wives to spend the night. This community has managed to preserve its unique identity over the centuries, living in one of the most authentic and, at the same time, wildest and inaccessible environments on Earth. A region where they coexist with the fiercest animals of the jungle, and where most of the members of this society are considered the fiercest African warriors. Don't miss this new video of Uncensored World to discover the secrets, traditions, and curiosities of the Masai, one of the most extraordinary tribes on Earth. Let's get started. In the vast and enigmatic plains of the African savanna lies one of the most fascinating and emblematic tribes of the continent, the Masai. The Masai originated in the Nile Valley, migrating south over the centuries to settle in the area they now occupy in Kenya and Tanzania, after a migration that began more than 500 years ago. The arrival of the Masai in the Rift Valley marked a period of expansion and dominance. For centuries, the Masai were recognized as fierce warriors and skilled herders, establishing control over vast areas of grassland that they used for their livestock. As you will now discover, the Masai have managed to maintain their identity over the centuries, even in a wild and often lethal environment, where few societies would manage to stay alive for even a few days. This area of Africa in which they live is characterized by its extremely hot and dry climate, but at the same time a unique ecosystem that is home to an incredible diversity of flora and fauna. However, it is also a wild and dangerous environment, where ferocious animals roam freely. From lions and leopards to hippos, hyenas, or buffaloes, the wildlife that inhabits these lands is a constant threat to those who live here. In this hostile environment, the Masai have learned to coexist with the largest predators on the planet. Lions, often considered the kings of the forest, represent not only one of their challenges, but also a symbol of the strength and courage that define the warrior culture of the Masai. These animals have profoundly influenced their way of life, from their diet to their belief system. The Masai, who are primarily a herding people, have learned to live in close relationship with the wildlife that surrounds them. This relationship is not only based on coexistence, but also on the need to protect their livestock from predators, especially the dreaded lions. For this reason, their villages are cleverly and strategically designed, forming circular structures surrounded by tall wooden stakes. This design not only provides a sense of security, but also reflects the way in which this centuries-old tribe has adapted to this dangerous environment. The daily life of the Masai is marked by a constant fear of predators. Their villages are established with the awareness that both livestock and community members are at risk. Therefore, the tribe's warriors play a crucial role in defending their home and their livestock. On every expedition out of their villages, whether to search for cows or for other activities, the Masai always go into the forest accompanied by an entourage of warriors. This group not only serves as protection, but also symbolizes the unity and strength of this community in an environment that can be extremely hostile. In addition to the security they provide, the warriors are also responsible for maintaining order, and protecting the community from possible confrontations with other groups. Courage and fighting prowess are highly valued skills among the Masai, and warriors are respected for their willingness to confront threats to both their livestock and their families. In this context, the Masai have forged not only an identity as warriors, but also a way of life that emphasizes collaboration and solidarity among its members. Over the centuries, they have developed traditions and customs that honor their heritage and their connection to nature, becoming a symbol of resilience and bravery in the vast African landscape. It is for all this that the Masai society is hierarchically structured and based on a system of roles that evolves over time, and this has been the case for centuries with the members of this extraordinary tribe. In this Masai culture, life is organized in 5 stages that reflect the transition and growth within the community. The first stage is childhood, where children learn about the traditions and values of their people through observation and family involvement. As they reach adolescence, they become minor warriors, receiving training in hunting and combat skills, as well as livestock protection. This training continues when they become senior warriors, a process that includes circumcision, a rite of passage that symbolizes their transition to adulthood and gives them greater responsibilities in protecting the community. Once senior warriors have proven their worth, they move into adulthood, assuming leadership roles and forming their own families. The ability to provide a dowry, usually in livestock, is crucial for marriage and social status. Finally, those who reach advanced age and accumulate wisdom become wise men or MZ, playing a pivotal role in decision-making and conflict resolution, and serving as spiritual and social guides for younger generations. We will delve deeper into this reality and stages that begin when Masai children are introduced to the life of their community and taught to value their culture. This education is given through practical experience, and from a young age they are taught the importance of herding and hunting, as well as the customs and traditions that define their identity. One of the most significant milestones in the life of every young Masai is the initiation ceremony, which marks their transition from child to warrior. This ritual not only involves physical tests, but also symbolizes the passage to a new stage of responsibility and honor. The young warriors, known as Marani, are trained in combat techniques and survival skills. Through this initiation, they are expected to acquire the qualities of bravery, strength, and endurance that characterize Masai men. These rituals, which are celebrated with great pomp and solemnity, mark the beginning of a new stage full of responsibilities. For the girls, the intimate initiation becomes a vital process that prepares them for marriage. During this phase, girls are instructed in family values and the expectations of their role as wives. This preparation includes the development of domestic skills and an understanding of family life. But they are also taught about the importance of intimate relationships, which allows them to form bonds with young warriors of the tribe. These premarital relationships are seen as a natural and necessary step on their path to adulthood, ensuring that both men and women are equipped for their future roles in the community. According to tradition, a young Marani's journey to adulthood was marked by a test of bravery and skill, hunting a lion with his bare hands. This hunt involved a high degree of risk and skill for the Masai. To achieve this, the Marani often ventured out in groups, using hunting tactics that often involved only the use of sticks and sometimes spears, but never firearms. This made hunting a challenge not only of physical strength, but also of bravery and strategy. Hand-to-hand combat with a lion required great skill and confidence. Warriors had to sneak up on the lion and use their agility to avoid being attacked while trying to subdue this ferocious and lethal animal. This feat not only symbolized the transition to adulthood, but also represented the young man's status within the community. The lion hunt was a sacred rite that demonstrated his skill as a warrior and his ability to protect his family and livestock from predators. However, this tradition is framed in a context where respect for nature was fundamental, and every hunt was seen as an act of respect for the mighty feline, which embodied both the danger and majesty of wildlife. Today, With growing concern for the conservation of endangered species and the Masai's commitment to environmental protection, this celebration has evolved. Now the lion hunt is simulated in ritual ceremonies that preserve the spirit of the tradition without endangering the species. Through dramatizations and dances, the young warriors demonstrate their bravery and skill, recalling the importance of their ancestors and reaffirming their cultural identity. Fighting and competition are intrinsic elements in this culture, where warriors must not only demonstrate their hunting skills, but also their combat prowess. A curious reality that reflects this reality is the provocation to fight among the Masai warriors. According to the customs of this tribe, if the tip of a Masai's spear is pointing to the ground, it will be taken as a great provocation to fight. This gesture not only symbolizes a direct challenge, but can also be considered a matter of honor among the warriors. Such provocations can arise from a variety of situations, such as territorial disputes, jealousy, or personal disagreements. On many occasions, conflicts are resolved through ritual combat, which allows warriors to demonstrate their bravery and skills without serious harm. These fights are conducted under a code of honor, where the goal is to gain respect and recognition in the community, rather than to inflict harm on the opponent. These fights can be resolved peacefully and surprisingly quickly if one opponent offers the other a handful of grass as a sign of peace. For the Masai, grass has a sacred character, as it represents the main food for their livelihood, cows and other livestock. This gesture symbolizes not only the desire for reconciliation, but also a deep respect for the source of life that cattle represent in their culture. By offering grass, they recognize the importance of the community and the need to maintain harmony among members, prioritizing social cohesion over conflict. Over time, once the young Morani warriors complete their initiation, their status within the tribe changes dramatically. Not only do they gain respect and recognition, but they become protectors of their community, ensuring the safety of villages and livestock from predators and potential threats. However, the warrior's path is not the only destiny within Masai society. Over time, many warriors become family men, assuming leadership roles within their community. This transition process carries with it the responsibility of making decisions about the daily life of the village and guiding future generations. Becoming head of household implies the possibility of having multiple wives, and the process of being able to choose and keep women is based on a man's ability to offer a dowry, which typically consists of livestock, mainly cows. This system not only determines marriageability, but is also intrinsically linked to a man's social status. The more cattle, the greater his prestige within the community. The choice of wives in Masai culture is based on a man's ability to offer a dowry, which typically consists of cattle, especially cows. This system not only determines marriageability, but is also intrinsically linked to a man's social status. The more cattle, the greater his prestige within the community. To increase their livestock, the Masai often embark on risky adventures that take them deep into the jungle for hours or even days. These expeditions, although essential to their economic and social life, carry a high risk due to the presence of predators such as lions and other wild beasts lurking in the environment. The Masai usually go to known points in the region, such as local markets or grazing areas where other herders gather. However, to obtain better quality cattle or increase their numbers, they must sometimes venture further afield, even crossing territories where lions are common. During these expeditions, the warriors of the tribe accompany the group, offering their protection and ensuring the safety of the herd and the men. This union of strength and bravery is not only crucial to surviving the dangers of the jungle, but also reinforces the sense of community and camaraderie among the Masai. By returning with cattle, the men have not only secured their social status, but also ensured the livelihood and well-being of their families. This cycle of adventure and courage not only highlights the importance of cattle in their culture, but also reflects the strong bond between the Masai and their environment, where every decision and every action is deeply rooted in their identity and traditions. Their status gives them respect and recognition, and their bravery is celebrated in rituals and dances, some of which are very famous and unique to this culture. One of the most emblematic traditions is the dance of the jump, known as adumu. During this dance, young Masai warriors perform spectacular jumps, which are not only a display of agility and physical dexterity, but also symbolize their manhood and ability to face challenges. The dance is performed as a group, where each warrior tries to jump higher than his companions, creating a competition to see who can achieve the best jump, which reinforces their camaraderie and community spirit. These jumps are accompanied by songs and rhythms that echo the African savanna, heightening the sense of pride and belonging among the participants. The jumping dance is much more than just a physical display. It represents the cultural identity of the Masai and their connection to their ancestors. Through this tradition, the young warriors demonstrate their readiness to assume responsibilities as protectors of their community. In addition, this dance is a time of celebration and socializing, where families and friends gather to watch and encourage the warriors in their leaps. Over the years, the adumu has endured as a symbol of endurance and strength, reminding new generations of the importance of agility, bravery, and unity in Masai life. The organization of family life among the Masai is also reflected in their homes and family life. Women who share a husband may live in the same hut as the others, or in separate huts, depending on the husband's decision and family dynamics. Although each wife may have her own space, the women often develop close relationships with each other, sharing the responsibility of caring for the children and maintaining the household. This structure allows for the care and education of all children, which is crucial in a society where the number of offspring is an indicator of success and prestige. For all these reasons, polygamy, far from being just a social arrangement, is considered a way to ensure the continuity and well-being of the Masai family and society. The huts built by the Masai, known as enkang, are an emblematic representation of their way of life. These structures are built mainly with local materials, such as mud, straw, and cow dung, which provide strength and insulation. The walls are built with a mixture of mud and dung, while the roofs are covered with thatch, creating a cozy and durable environment. The shape of the huts is usually circular, a design that not only protects them from predators and is aesthetically appealing, but also reflects their community and the connection to nature that the Masai value. The process of building their villages is a communal activity, where everyone contributes, reinforcing their social ties and sense of belonging among tribal members. The layout of the space inside the huts is also organized in a way that respects traditions and culture, a place where generally men and their wives have their own space. The huts are also designed to provide a safe haven from predators, which are a constant threat in this wild environment. This design, along with security and surveillance practices, ensures that the family and livestock are protected, reflecting the duality of their life, a strong sense of community, and a constant adaptation to a dangerous environment. One of the most fascinating curiosities within the Masai culture is the ancient custom of treating a visitor to an overnight stay with one of their women as a symbol of hospitality. This practice, which dates back to ancient times, originated in a context where intertribal relationships were crucial for the survival and strengthening of the community. By offering a woman as part of the welcome, the host was not only showing generosity, but also establishing bonds of friendship and cooperation with the visitor. This act was considered a gesture of high honor and respect, reflecting the importance the Masai attached to community and social relations. The meaning of this custom goes beyond the mere offering of a woman. It symbolizes the wealth and status of the offering family. In Masai culture, having several wives may be considered a sign of prestige and social stability, but it is important to note that each woman has a voice and decision in this context. The act of sharing one of the wives in the Masai culture is perceived as a sign of abundance and willingness to strengthen community ties, but it also implies a recognition of interpersonal relationships between all parties involved. This act facilitated the integration of different groups and fostered cultural exchange, creating a network of relationships that benefited all. Collaboration and communication are fundamental in this process, allowing both men and women to find their place and contribute to the well-being of the group. Anthropologists and scholars of Masai culture have pointed out that this custom, although less common today, represents a social logic deeply rooted in their way of life. In an environment where cooperation and unity are essential for survival, sharing a wife can be seen as a strategy to build alliances and strengthen social cohesion. This behavior is not unique to the Masai, but is observed in many other cultures around the world, where hospitality practices and respect for individual choices are essential to maintain social cohesion and resource sharing. However, as the modern world has influenced traditional customs, the frequency of this practice has declined. Today, although the custom persists in some areas, it is often performed symbolically or in specific contexts, and not as regularly as in the past. Still, the gesture remains a testament to the rich cultural tradition of the Masai and their commitment to hospitality and generosity. In addition to this custom, the Masai celebrate numerous festivities where food and drink play a central role. One of the most interesting particularities of the Masai culture is their belief in not mixing food from living and dead animals. This seemingly simple rule has deep roots in their worldview and cultural practices. However, this reality can change during ceremonies and festivities, where celebration and connection with the community and nature allow for exceptions. On all these special occasions, a special concoction made from cow's milk and blood is usually enjoyed, a drink that highlights the importance of this situation in the life of the community. This unique elixir underscores the importance of cattle in their culture, as they are not only a source of food, but also a symbol of status and connection to the land. The preparation of this drink is a ritual in itself, as it is extracted in a careful and respectful manner without harming the animal. In fact, the process ensures that the cow remains alive and healthy, reflecting the deep relationship of respect and harmony that the Masai have cultivated with their environment over the centuries. This brew, which not many of us would dare to drink, embodies the Masai essence of survival and belonging to the community. The mixture of milk and blood is a symbol of unity and strength, served in ceremonies where generosity is the norm and sharing is a sacred act. For those unfamiliar with this drink, it can be a bit disconcerting, but for the Masai, it is a meaningful delight. Each sip not only nourishes the body, but also connects the people to their history, their traditions, and their land. In this way, the brew becomes a bridge between generations, a reminder that life and nature are intrinsically intertwined. Masai society is always in constant movement, and so, over time, those who have passed through the stages of warrior and head of the family become elders recognized as sages, a group that has an essential role in decision-making and the transmission of knowledge. In Masai culture, unlike many societies around the world, elders are highly respected and are known as Mazi. These elders are not only seen as guardians of the community's tradition and history, but also as advisors and judges in matters of social importance. The wisdom of a Mzi is highly valued and is considered fundamental for cohesion and conflict resolution within the group. In this culture, the Mzi are deeply revered and respected and are consulted in most important matters, thus ensuring the continuity of their traditions. At this point, we would like to ask you, would you like to visit a Masai tribe and participate in one of their traditions? What do you think about the fact that, unlike in many societies, among the Masai the elders are revered and loved, and old age is considered a fundamental stage in life? What surprised you most about the Masai? Pause the video and leave us your comment. You know that doing so is the best way you can support us to keep working every week to bring you interesting content like this, so thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to Uncensored World if you are not already subscribed to enjoy the world with us. Another of the most striking curiosities of the Masai has to do with their clothing, a reality that characterizes them and makes them easily recognizable. Clothing is a fundamental element of their cultural identity, and the colors they choose have deep and symbolic meanings. Masai men and women often wear shuka, vibrantly colored wool blankets that wrap their bodies elegantly. The colors of the shuka are especially significant. For example, red is a symbol of bravery and strength, reflecting the tribe's warrior heritage. Blue represents rain, a vital resource in the African savanna, while green symbolizes fertility and the prosperity of their livestock. These bright hues not only enhance the beauty of those who wear them, but also act as a reflection of the Masai's connection to their environment and way of life. Masai women also often adorn their clothing with elaborate jewelry, including necklaces, bracelets, and earrings made of colorful beads. This jewelry is not only decorative, but also indicates the social status and life stage of each woman. In terms of beauty, women are recognized for their distinctive features, such as their dark skin, which glows in contrast to the colors of their clothing, and their expressive eyes that reflect their strength and determination. Men, on the other hand, complement their attire with spears and knives, which are part of their identity as warriors. The use of specific hairstyles and elaborate braids is also part of the cultural identity of both genders, and each style can have a particular meaning. Overall, Maasai dress and appearance are a testament to their rich history and traditions, and every element, from colors to accessories, tells a story of pride and belonging. From Uncensored World, we hope this video has helped you discover and learn more about the Masai, one of the most emblematic and resilient communities on the planet, and that it has been as enriching for you as it has been for us. If so, do not hesitate to leave us a nice like and a comment. It is the best way to help us to keep working to bring you every week interesting content like this. Or like this video that you can watch now, to discover another of the most mysterious and beautiful places on the planet. Click on it. You will enjoy it.